It's Vistachino right here on your classic metal show with Adara from their latest release just called Peace. And want to thank our guest tonight from Vistachino. Kind of makes me want to go down to the Starbucks and order one.
Dude, anytime a guest wants to fucking talk about my marriage, it's all good.
Well, I'm glad you could be a part of the interview there, Mr. Aiken. Thanks for ducking out on me.
Look, I had things to do here. We were having a discussion.
Well, you should have been having a discussion with our guest.
Look, I already know what John Garcia is about. I was letting you learn.
Well, thanks for that learning experience.
While you were learning, I was doing other things.
Right.
I was very busy.
Right. I even was trying to give you the heads up by speaking about you so you could chime in, but no.
Oh, were you? I heard it in the background. Well, my clothes are on now, and I'm ready to do some radio.
Even the people in the chat room are saying, "Where's Chris? He usually does the interviews."
Usually, and you would think with John Garcia, who is an absolute hero of mine, I might have chimed in, but no. I was busy, you know. I have a guest to entertain.
Right. Well, I didn't know if that comment meant I would rather hear Chris do the interviews, or we're just curious as to his whereabouts.
I would imagine just curious. They don't fucking like me.
Well, they wouldn't be asking about you if they didn't like you.
Oh yeah, they would. They'd be like, "Where's that fucker? Oh, he's got something else to do instead of entertain us."
Right. Is that? Do you look at that as being like almost like a jealousy thing?
They are jealous. My lovely lady of the night here tonight.
Lovely lady of the night
has more attention than they do tonight.
Wow, that almost sounds almost disrespectful. The lovely lady of the night.
Well, it is the night.
So are you going to pay her to go away too?
Boy, I'd like to. They get smacked.
Pay her to go away.
Yeah. Well, that is the motto.
Well, that is your motto, yes.
That is the hooker motto. You don't pay them to fuck you. You pay them to go away.
The lady of the night.
The lady of the night.
Right. Wow.
So what are we talking about here?
Well, I thought maybe we would, let's see here. Let me see real quick. Let's do this.
It's time for the Classic Metal Show to start begging for email.
What the hell is email?
Death sent me an email.
Well, when you figure it out, email me.
And here's your loser beggars, Neely and Chris.
You've got mail.
All right.
Okay. I'm getting a lot of feedback on both sides here from the chat room. There's a lot of chat going on in the chat room, and then I'm getting a lot of feedback from the chat about what's in the chat room.
Right.
Anyway, so we're begging for emails. What do we got?
Diamond Ryan, Angel of Death, lives in Newfoundland.
Yeah, it's not Angel of Death.
Well, I think they're looking that you're cheating on her now.
I am definitely not cheating on anybody. I do not have a committed relationship to anybody at this point.
Right.
The only thing I have committed to Angel of Death is about 2 megs of hard drive space on my phone.
Sure.
That's about it.
Wow. All right. Well, you passed along an email to me.
Yes.
Jason from Ottawa, Ontario.
Right. Another Canadian.
A Canadian listener. Well, our Canadian listeners are very vocal when it does come to sending emails and whatnot.
Diamond Ryan, do your job, you prick.
Right. Your job.
My job.
That indicates that it's work.
Yeah, my job is not being. Am I being that bad tonight?
No.
I mean, shit.
Everybody's just reveling in the opportunity to give you a difficult time.
Guess what, faggots? I got a girl that's interested in me, and you're fucking a blip on my screen. Fuck you!
Wow.
That's what I say.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, caller.
Hail and kill. I mean, it sounded like Chris was yelling that in the phone at me. But anyways, come on, Chris. Give up the ghost. You know it's Angel of Death with you.
It's not
you know.
Angel of Death that's here. At least I don't know. Are
Oh,
you Angel of
shit.
Death?
She's under the console giving you head right now. Don't lie.
No one's giving me head right now. Jesus Christ.
Hey, Chris, how does that 19-year-old pussy feel?
Wow.
That's how old she is, isn't she?
And strange,
Hold on. Come here.
and strangely enough, she's not in the chat room tonight.
How old are you?
Exactly.
Ew.
Exactly.
Shut up, MOL. How old
How
are
does
you?
it feel? How does it feel banging a girl that could be your daughter at this point?
First of all, 19 would be younger than my daughter at this point. And this one is
Wow.
32.
Okay,
So-
Mr. Kumia.
How old are you?
32.
When's your birthday?
November 16th, 1980.
Okay, are you satisfied?
I'm still calling bullshit. No.
It's not Angel of Death.
We all know you got her prop there up on the table with all your recording equipment, and you're just giving her the dick. Don't lie. You're deep dicking her, aren't you, Chris?
I didn't know that was land shark.
You're banging her like every one of those other 19 to 21-year-old bozos can't. You're giving her man meat. Don't lie. You're fucking her like a champ.
So that's what you think I'm doing tonight? That's why I didn't do the interview with Neely, was because I was banging a
think you're
19-year-old?
Don't lie. You flew your naughty newfie down, and now you're just laying pipe like a plumber, son.
Laying pipe like a plumber.
Laying pipe like a plumber. Really? How come I
Really?
can't just be, listening to the show when Neely does an interview?
Come on, you know you're pounding your meat mallet into some chick's cooch. Okay, I'm done with this.
All the
With
analogies.
trying to.
Is
Find,
that all you got? Aren't there any more
You know
fucking...
what it is? Because I'm punching out right now.
All right.
I suck. All right. Well, hail and kill. Fuck you, pal, and hail Joe.
That's MOL. After all these years, how come MOL doesn't have his own bumper?
Yeah, that's a very good point. Laying pipe like a city sewer worker. Really? My God, is this really what it's devolved to? That any time I spend time with a chick, that I must be fucking her.
Your reputation precedes you.
We were talking about football while you were doing that interview, but by football I mean I guess we meant her foot, my balls.
Right.
I mean shit.
I thought we were actually talking about the sport.
All right, so we're begging for email.
Right.
All right.
Getting into email here.
All right, let's hear some email.
So Jason from Ottawa, Ontario writes,
Uh-huh.
Chris and Neely,
Yes.
discovered your show a few months back and love it to death.
Well, thank you.
I miss the actual show on Saturdays, but always make sure to download the podcast.
Well, you're a douche for not listening on Saturdays.
That's why we do the podcast, so people can get it anytime they want.
That's right.
On demand.
That's right, baby.
Not sure if you ever covered this topic, but would love to hear people's opinions.
Oh, my God. Look at Metal Demon in the chat room. Jesus Christ. Every bad thing I've ever told comes out.
Yep.
Hey, Chris, is she on the rag? Are your toes clean?
Nice.
You don't want to know.
I don't know, but I don't think I want to know.
You don't want to
I still want to know.
Yeah, your reputation precedes you.
All right, go ahead. So,
All right.
so what's our topic?
He says, I don't know if you've covered this or not,
Yeah.
but would love to hear people's opinions on who was the better singer for Anthrax, John Bush or Joey Belladonna.
Okay.
If you did, do you know which show it was covered on? Keep up the good work, and would love to hear you have Doghouse on the end of the year show.
Okay.
The guy is fucking smart and funny, a deadly combination.
Is that us?
He's talking about Doghouse.
Oh, okay.
He's talking about that guy.
Right.
Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, hand job. Jason from Ottawa, Ontario.
All right, Jason. So I don't know that we've ever done that.
This is subjective because basically Joey and John Bush are two totally different singers. It's much like what we covered last week with John Corabi and Vince Neil being two different singers.
Yeah, except Karabi's good and Vince is a douche.
It doesn't. Well, regardless, they both hold the slot as lead singer of that band.
Did you say slot?
Slot. I did say slot.
Just checking.
Yes, I did.
All right.
So I'm going to go first, only because I do have a definite opinion about this.
Okay, go right ahead. I do too, but go ahead.
You and I, have had Joey Belladonna on the show.
Yeah.
On a couple of occasions, and actually, I think he considers us a friend because we actually hooked him up with Jack Frost.
True.
And they called in just without warning one evening, just to say, "Hey, we're in the studio jamming together, and we just wanted to thank you guys."
Right.
So I think that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hail and kill, boys. It's Tim James. How are you?
Tim James. We haven't spoken with you in weeks.
No, I was in Canberra last week. I was launching my album down there, so I didn't get a chance to call in.
What, like a potato?
Yeah.
Like a potato gun? You were launching?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
Tim, what's the name of your new album?
Yeah.
2 Shakes and a Blink?
No, tick like a time bomb.
Ticking like a time bomb. Nice.
No, I was just going to call in and make a comment on the Anthrax thing you were just talking about, but
we didn't even get into it, Tim. But if you want to be third mic, Tim, by all means, just go for it.
That's right. Tim can take over the show. Go ahead, Tim. What's the right opinion?
I would love nothing more than to be third mic on the Classic Metal Show, but I don't know how your listeners would take it.
Well, Tim, it doesn't matter what they fucking want. It's all about us. And I'm going to make this offer to you right now. I'm interrupting your comment to make my own comment. Tim, I would like to offer you right now your very own spot next to myself and Neely in the top 20 countdown of 2013 of the tunes that have been played this year. It would be me,
well, actually,
you,
I heard
and
that
Neely.
I heard that last week, and I couldn't be more honoured. That's just a fabulous offer, so I'd gracefully like to accept that offer.
Tim, will we get 12 songs from Generation Swine?
Now, okay, we're going all around. We're going all around the topics, but just I kind of see Anthrax like Van Halen. It's two different bands, but the last Anthrax album, Worship Music, was awesome. So I'd probably say you'd have to say Joey Belladonna, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't, but that's okay.
I mean, but I love John Bush too. I mean, I've got all that stuff too.
Yeah, so does Chris. He loves Bush too.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of Bush, but we know that.
All you got to do is hold your pelvis still and wait to start shaking, right?
Well, dude, I must be doing something right because I was able to get married and have a beautiful child. So there you go. the miracles of modern science, huh?
Right. All right, Tim. Well, give us a breakdown in detail about the differences between John Bush and Joey Belladonna and the whys and wherefores and how. And I'm going to sit back and be quiet and listen.
Me too.
Well, I mean, they're two totally different things.
Oh, for God's sakes,
really?
get to it, Tim.
Shut up. Well, Joey Belladonna's more kind of, it's thrash metal, I guess, but he's kind of more in a Steve Perry from Journey type of vein, in terms of, he's a lot smoother and and John Bush is more, I don't know, he's got a bit of a rougher tone to his voice, so I'm just trying to think of someone to compare John Bush to. I don't know. Maybe David Coverdale.
Or the lead singer of Armored Saint. He's sort of like that guy too.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you go and let you continue your discussion. But just in relation to something you guys said last week,
yes.
Apparently there are some listeners or friends of yours that think you guys are too hard on me. I think they need to lay off. It's all good fun.
That's what I think.
It's all good fun.
That's what I think.
If they don't get the joke, then they should.
That's right.
Now go wheel your kid out in traffic and see if you can shake it out of traffic before it gets hit.
All right, mate. Talk to you soon. Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. Hands up. Hail and kill, boys. It's Tim James calling from Sydney, Australia. How are you?
Well, thanks for calling, Tim.
Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. And hands up.
And we play that Men at Work song because Tim is Australian, so, you know.
Thanks, Michael Butler. Fucking dumb fuck.
All right. Well, I got, my thoughts on,
all right, go ahead.
On the whole John Bush thing and the Joey Belladonna as far as my preference is concerned.
Okay.
Only because I was a big Armored Saint fan prior to John Bush joining Anthrax.
Sure.
I was happy to see that when Joey basically bailed. Joey's style in the earlier or the Joey Belladonna era of Anthrax was more in that whole, experimental. They did that whole rappy thing. And
okay,
I am not a fan of rap metal. I don't enjoy it. I don't think it's clever or whatever. I think it's an interesting, but I don't enjoy it personally.
Okay.
It's just a personal preference. When John Bush joined Anthrax, I thought Anthrax became more of an aggressive band. They were more straight ahead hard rock metal.
Sure.
But I'll have to admit or agree with Tim that worship music was just a brutal album and totally unexpected from Joey Belladonna. That just was, when I heard it, I was just like, that's Joey Belladonna? Are you kidding me?
Sure.
So I have to give him credibility for that worship music because that was a brutal record, especially since it was a re-record of something they did with that Dan Nelson guy.
Uh-huh, right.
And I would thought it was fantastic, but if I were to pull a Anthrax album out, it would either be The Sound of White Noise or We've Come for You All.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
So you're in the Bush camp?
I'm in the Bush camp.
I too am in the John Bush camp. Simply put, which is ironic because Simply Put, my two favorite albums from Anthrax of all time are both Joey Belladonna records, Among the Living and Worship Music. Worship Music is fucking phenomenal.
It is.
It's as good as they've ever been. I love it. But as far as their whole career, I love it all. I really, really do, and it's a tough decision. But if I was picking stuff, I mean, I saw Joey in Anthrax. I've seen Joey in Anthrax 3 times. I've seen John in Anthrax easily 15 times. And much bigger John Bush fan. Fan of, and I see comments in the chat room about this album and that album that sucks. I like every album that they're naming that sucks. Love Stomp 442. Loved Volume 8, The Threat Is Real. Loved We've Come For You All. Loved Sound of White Noise. Total fan. Even loved the re-record album where they re-recorded the Joey stuff with John singing.
Right.
Loved it.
Right.
Total John Bush fan, and I consider John Bush a friend too, which doesn't hurt. But just musically, John Bush is the guy for me.
I agree.
Much better.
I agree. So, anyway, it's all subjective. The only reason that I'm not as big of a Joey Belladonna fan as I am a John Bush fan is because of the that foray into the whole rappy thing. I just didn't dig that.
I don't mind that as much as I just thought that some of their middle albums in the middle years were not very good. I know everybody loves what's the yellow one? The yellow swirly one?
Oh, the Bees?
State of Euphoria.
Oh, the State of Euphoria. Right.
Did not dig it. I mean, it has some good songs, but not enough to make me ever listen to it. But again, I love it all, dude, because I love most of it because I'll tell you what, Persistence of Time is a fucking great record.
Sure.
And any of the Joey stuff is really good, but all of the John's. I mean, to me, there's not a bad John record,
Right.
with Armored Saint or with Anthrax.
Sure.
To be perfectly honest, so I would have to go John Bush in a very close race.
Okay.
Yeah. It would be very close, but if I had to pick one, I would pick John Bush.
Sure. All right. Good enough. So, Jason, that's our opinion. That's our thought. So,
yeah.
Take
so
it.
that will be on the download for October 5th, 2013.
Sure.
Since he wanted to know what episode it was going to be on.
Right. All right. Well, I got a personal email from a guy that is a huge fan of the Classic Metal Show, and he often comments on the CMS Facebook page.
Okay.
Mr. DeLeese.
Oh, Patrick DeLeese?
Yes.
Okay.
He writes,
All right.
Jeff Tate is a douchebag. Okay. I like how he addresses me, which I find funny.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mr. Neely.
Yes, sir.
I know that Mr. Tate is a big topic of the CMS.
Yeah, so I've heard.
I also know that Chris now kisses Jeff with a G's ass so he can get another BS interview with him.
Oh, wow. A BS interview?
Yeah. You apparently...
Did I make every news site in the country?
Yeah. You apparently didn't ask enough hard questions.
Yeah. I only made every metal news site in the country.
Yeah.
Okay.
BS.
Bullshit interview. I'm
Right.
with them.
Right. Here is a little story on the big black cock delusional Jet City douchebag.
Okay.
All right. He played here in Northeast Philadelphia at J.C. Washington's house last October 10th, 2012.
Who is J.C. Washington?
I guess that's the name of the club or something.
Oh, okay.
J.C. Washington's house.
Okay, cool.
All right. The band drew a whopping 65 people in a fairly large club.
Insanity.
Right.
Really?
The club paid Mr. Chrome Dome Dildo $15,000.
Now that sounds about right.
Okay. Well, you do the math on this one. The club took it in the chin hard.
Okay.
They went out of business a few weeks later due to his artsy yuppie who plays the saxophone.
Now hold on. I'm going to stop this right here,
Well,
and I'm not taking Jeff Tate's side here.
Nope, and I know where I'm going to go with this too, but you go ahead.
Jeff Tate did not make this club pay $15,000.
True.
The club decided to pay $15,000.
Either the club or the promoter, or if the club owner is the promoter.
Yeah,
they made that decision to pay $15,000.
You can't blame Jeff for that.
Right.
That's his price, and if they don't want to pay it, don't book them.
Don't bring them in.
Right.
This was a cool club that I played many times over the years, and now it's just boarded up shanty ghost town due to this Insania drinking cock gobbler.
Wow.
Frequency unknown sucks monkey balls.
Now that's not very fair.
Metal poser Tate my balls.
That's not very fair. I happen to like Frequency Unknown.
Right. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Getting back to Mr. DeLeese, I'm going to address this in a very straight-ahead, rational manner.
Okay.
This club did not go under due to one bad show of $15,000.
Unless they might have gone under because that was the last bad show that they booked, but no, not because of one.
This show, with the economy the way that it is,
Mm-hmm.
and any time that you have a club situation, and I know this is fact because back in the early 90s when Southern California was suffering a recession.
Okay.
The club that I worked at for many years that was very prosperous, and the club owners, who I'm still good friends with today, were very savvy business people.
Okay.
The clientele just was not there anymore.
Okay.
When the economy gets tight the way it is, people don't go out anymore. They don't go out to bars. They don't go to clubs. They don't go to shows. They stay home and watch their Netflix or rent their Redbox or whatever it is that they do, and they don't go out and spend those dollars
Sure.
that they used to. Not only that, but Jeff Tate as Queensryche, he caters to or plays to a demographic that's basically in their late 30s to early 50s.
Okay, that's fair.
That's the demographic.
Sure.
People in that demographic are usually middle-class working people.
Okay.
And when the economy goes south the way it does, that's who takes it in the chin, is the middle-class working blue-collar people who would go to a Queensryche show.
Right.
So this one show with Jeff Tate, basically getting $15,000 did not close this club down. Didn't happen. This club was probably on the decline way before the Jeff Tate show. And this may have been a last-ditch effort, thinking that bringing in a name act may have made them enough money to stay open. But my feeling or my thoughts on this, this club was going to close regardless.
Right.
This was going to happen eventually. This was inevitable.
Right, sure.
And especially in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's going on over there.
No, not at all.
So as much as I appreciate your thoughts on, well, this was a cool place and I enjoyed playing there and now it's all boarded up, we had this discussion 3 or 4 weeks ago when Chris brought his friend Chef Bill on the show.
Right.
And I was rather skeptical and very hard on Chef Bill about what is your business plan? How do you intend on keeping a large concert venue open, especially when you're outside of major metropolitan areas such as Cleveland or Akron or, Youngstown or,
Sure.
Since he's kind of in between there. What's your business plan to maintain a very large venue like that and and stay profitable and bring in these acts that you have to pay their guarantee to bring them in?
Sure.
And I know that you and I had the discussion, after the show or the next day, and knowing that I didn't know this Chef Bill from Adam and never met the guy and never spoke to him before,
right? He
thought I was being a complete dick, and being hard on him about it. And I was just doing it because I was genuinely interested. What's your game plan here? How do you plan on maintaining this club and keep it open? Because it is a tough business.
Right.
Bringing in national acts or even supporting local acts to keep your doors open.
Right.
Now, 2 weeks ago, he brought in the Killer Dwarfs.
Right.
And what did you tell me the paid attendance was for that?
I think it was 15.
15.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the Killer Dwarfs only commanded, $2,000?
Yeah, like 15 to 2, something in there.
Yeah, 1,500 to $2,000.
But still, 15 doesn't do it.
Yeah. So do you think Chef Bill made his $2,000 back on the Killer Dwarfs with 15 people through the door?
Absolutely not.
I don't think so.
Even with the bar, he didn't make it.
And that was my concern when I asked those questions. Those were my concerns, and I can completely understand what happened there. Hail and Kill, caller, you're on the air.
Hail and Kill. I just wanted to make a comment on what you guys were talking about.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's this guy, whoever he is, that's writing in, this is symptomatic of everything somebody else's fault. You know, like I understand where
Tim,
were you running to the payphone to make this call, Tim?
No, I was opening. Yeah, I was opening the door.
And you got winded opening the door?
It doesn't take much for me to get winded. You know that.
Okay.
You know, I mean, if I agree totally agree with Neely.
Tim,
you know,
Tim, calm down, catch your breath, because you're just like huffing and puffing. So just relax. It's all good.
Okay.
All right. When you're calm, and you don't have to breathe so hard, continue with your dissertation.
You know, it's just funny how this guy is saying, you know, that it's Jeff Tate's fault. I mean, for example, when I launched my album in Canberra last week, it cost $700 to hire the venue, right?
Okay.
And only 20 people showed up. You know, it was a long weekend, and was also the football grand final down here, so only 20 people showed up. So we lost money on that gig, but that's our problem. You know, and if this club is losing money on Jeff Tate, then it's not Jeff Tate's issue. I mean, I remember Don Dokken talking about this on your show, you know, many years ago when you were interviewing him for something, and he said, you know, if people don't want to pay for Dokken because they think Dokken's charging too much money, then don't pay.
Right.
You know, and I just get tired of people saying, oh, it's the band's fault, you know, they're charging too much. If someone's going to pay it, they're going to pay it. I mean, freaking Aerosmith and Van Halen came down here and played the Stone Music Festival, and they got paid $3 million each. And Billy Joel got paid $5 million each. Now that's a huge amount of money, and the show didn't do very well at all for the promoters. But you know, they chose to do that.
True,
you know?
Absolutely.
So anyway,
well, Tim, hold on a minute.
Anyway,
I have a question for you. Why do we not have this new CD?
I sent you some songs off it, but I can send you the physical
that's
CD.
some songs.
That's the stuff.
Why don't we have... Dude, we should be doing a full album release with an interview with you.
Oh, I would love that, but as I said, that'd be so freaking awesome. Look, I'll send you a copy of the album during the week, all right?
All right, send me a copy of the album.
Send me an address to send it to.
I'm telling you in 100%, I don't care what the fucking fans think. You send me the album, we will do an album feature of your album. Just because, even though I pick on you all the time for your fucking massive health problems, I would do that just because of that.
Well, and I expect full honesty, and I would expect nothing else.
Well, of course, that's what... Believe me, Tim, we're not going to tell you it's good. I mean, come on.
No. Well, unless you actually think that.
Yeah, whatever. Send it away, Tim.
Well,
send it to me. Send it to me through Facebook tomorrow.
All right. Well, no. Send me. Well, I'll send an email to Neely, and then he can tell me the address to send it to, and I'll send it.
All right, that'll work.
I'll send it. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, because I just hate it. People don't take responsibility for their actions, and it's always somebody else's fault. And I hate that.
But
anyway,
it's
hail and kill.
Okay, go ahead, Tim.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that most people don't understand how the business works. That's what it boils down to.
Right.
Yeah. I guess so. But I don't know. It just seems pretty simple to me in any walk of life. But anyway, hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. Hand job.
There goes Tim.
There goes Tim. Ding, 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 ding.
We play that because Tim's from Australia.
That's right. Thank you, Michael Butler.
Hail and kill, boys. It's Tim James calling from Sydney, Australia. How are you?
Well, thanks for calling, Tim.
Hail and kill. Fuck you, pal. And hand job.
goes Third Mike Tim.
I don't think we're out of line to do an interview with Tim.
I don't think so. He's an artist. He's a legit guy.
He's no different than Vistachino.
Not at all.
Same.
Yep, and you could probably order a Tim James special at your local Starbucks too.
Right, and if you get your hands on it, it fucking give you a workout holding onto it. It's
Right.
like a Mexican jumping bean.
Exactly.
It jumps in and out of your hands.
Instead of a Mexican coffee bean, it's a Mexican jumping bean.
Good point, Ryan. He probably does a cover of Metallica's "Frantic."
Right.
Tick, 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 tick.
So anyway,
Yeah.
so there's a couple of emails there for you.
So we got two?
I think.
That's good.
Two worth noting anyway.
Two worth noting. Apparently we had others that didn't like me last week, but
We got emails from people who don't like you.
or texts or whatever it was that you got.
Oh, well, that's a little different.
Yeah, you had a lot of people who weren't happy with me.
Yeah, well, it just derogatory. That's all it is. Just
I
derogatory.
laugh at all of you bitches that took it to heart. Because if you fucking heard me saying that and you felt that fucking me saying that you're money hungry, if that hurt, then it must be true. End of discussion.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure you wanted me to go there, right?
Sure. All right. Well, I'm looking at the clock here, and I'm thinking it's time to get a hold of Dave Windorf.
Okay.
And I think that perhaps maybe are you up for this? Are you up for doing this?
I'm good. The young lady went to bed.
Oh, she called it a night, huh?
Called it a night. She's getting some rest for later.
Nice. Well, okay then.
All right then.
Glad to know it.
Yep.
All right. Well, anyway, Monster Magnet.
Yes, love them.
They have a new CD out called Last Patrol.
Yes, they do. It's
And
great.
Dave Windorf has made the news over, the last, 6-8 years, basically dealing with his substance problems.
Yeah, he's had a lot of drug use problems.
Sure he has. And anyway, he's back. He's got a new CD with his band, and he's got something to say, I guess. So he's going to be a part of the Classic Metal Show.
Cool, cool.
All right. So anyway, I thought maybe I would play the song Last Patrol.
All right, cool.
And we'll see what Dave Windorf has to say.
Sounds like a plan, man.
All right, dude. Well, here it is. It's brand new Monster Magnet exclusively here
On your Classic Metal Show.